Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video we will learn how to create a profile card with 3D flip effect. You can see on my computer screen, here we have one user profile with background image, then user's name and one button. When we take cursor, you can see the 3D flip effect. And now you can see the back side of the card where we have added the animated icon, some text and social media icons. And if I remove the cursor, it will again flip and display the front face of the card. We will create this 3D flip user profile card using HTML and CSS. So let's start the video. Here I have this folder, and in this folder you can see one HTML file, one CSS file and another folder called images, and in this folder you can see some images and icons that I will be using in this web page. You can find all these images download link in the video description. Now we will open these files with my code editor, which is Visual Studio Code. You can use any code editor. So this is the HTML file where I have added the basic HTML structure, and this one is the CSS file. And in this HTML file I have added this title, profile card, easy tutorials, and then we have added the link tag with the file name style.css. So it will connect the HTML and CSS file. Next we will add the code within this body tag. So here we will add one div with the class name container. Next we will add the CSS for this container. So just come to the CSS file, and here we will add the class name container with the dot, and here we will add the width 100% and minimum height, it will be 100 VH. Then we will add the background, and in the background we will add the linear gradient color. So in this linear gradient color, first we will add the angle 135 degree. Then we will add the color codes. Here we will add two color code. Then we will add the padding of 10 pixel. After adding this, let's come back to the folder and open this HTML file with any web browser. So you can see this gradient color on the complete web page. Let me close this browser and I will open it with the Visual Studio Code extension called Live Server, so that it will refresh the web page automatically whenever we will add any changes in the code file. So you can see the same web page again. Now let's come back, and within this container we will create another div with the class name card, and in this card we will add one more div which is card inner, and in this card inner we have to create two other div for the front and back side of the card. So let's add one div with the class name front, duplicate this line and it will be back. So inside this card inner we have added one div with the class name front and another div with the class name back. Next we will add the CSS for the first one, which is card. So just copy this class name card and add it here in this CSS file, and for this one we have to add the width and height. So let me add the width of 350 pixel and height of 515 pixel. Then we will add the margin of 100 pixel from top, left right auto, and 0 at the bottom. Then we will add the background. So let's add the background white. After adding this, you can see this white color of box on this web page. Next we will add the CSS for this one card inner. Let's copy it, add it here, and in this one we will add the width 100% and height also 100%, and the position will be relative. After adding this, here we have the class name front and back. So let's copy the first one front, add it here, and here we will add the width, it will be 100%. Then we will add the height 100% and border radius. So the border radius will be 15 pixel. We have to add the same thing for the another div which is back. So let's copy it, add it here with a comma, dot back. So we have the same width, height and border radius for front and back div. Now in the front div we will add one background image. So again add this class name front, and here we will add the background URL, and in this URL we have to add the file path. So write images slash the file name. So our image file name is user.png. After that we have to add the background size. So the background size will be cover, and background position, it will be center. Now you can see this image on the web page. Next we have to add some text inside this div. So let's come back, and in the first div, which is front, here we will add a space, and within this one we will add one text in h2. Here we will add the user's name. After that we will add one more text in p tag. In this p tag we will add the work profile, and after this p there will be one button, so we will add the button tag, and button text is hover me. After adding this you can see these text here and button. Next we have to add the CSS for this one, so let's come back. Here we will add dot front and h2 for the text. Here we will change the font weight, it will be 500. Let's copy it, then write P for the paragraph text. Here we will change the color, and the font size 13 pixel. You can see the changes in this color. We have to change the color of this text also, and we have to add some spacing. So let's come back, and within this front here let's add padding of 60 pixel from top and bottom, 40 pixel from left and right side. Display will be flex, and flex direction will be column, and justify content flex end. So this text will be at the bottom of this front div. Here we will add the color white. You can see it is coming at the bottom, and we have some space here because we have added the padding of 60 pixel. Next we will add the CSS for this button, which is hover me. So let's come back, and here we will add dot front button. Width will be 120 pixel, border of 1 pixel, solid and white color. Then we will add the background. So the background will be transparent, and border radius of 50 pixel, some padding, cursor will be pointer, and margin from the top. So the margin top is 20 pixel. So this button is looking good. The button text is not visible here. So here we will add color white. Now this button is looking perfect. We have added all the contents in the front face of this profile card. Next we have to add the content in the back face. So let's come back. Here we have the div with the class name back. Inside this one again we will add the text in h1, and in this h1 we will add the name. Here we will add span and the last name, and after that we will add another text in p tag. After adding this you can see this text at the bottom. Right now the text is displaying outside of the card, so we have to change the position. It should be displayed on the same card. So let's come back, and here we have added the front and back. So for the both front and back, we will add the position. Position will be absolute. So both front and back will be at the same position. Here we will add the second class name dot back. In this one we will add the background, so the background will be white. Then we will add the color, it will be the text color, and padding. So let's add the padding of 20 pixel and 40 pixel. Next we have to rotate it, so we will add transform rotate y 180 degree. Now you can see we have only text written in the back div. Let's come back, and in this front and back we will add one more thing, back face visibility hidden. Now let's come back, and we will add the CSS for these H1 and P. So come to the CSS file. Here we will add dot back H1. In this H1, font size, it will be 50 pixel, and line height 55 pixel, and margin at the bottom. And in this H1 we have added the span, so let's add a span here. So for this span we have to decrease the font weight, so the font weight will be 400. Here we have the text in P tag, so let's add dot back and P. So the font size will be 14 pixel. It is looking like this. Next we have to make it bold, which is Microsoft. So let's come back, and we will include this inside a span tag. So here let's add span, close it here. So you can see span is starting here and closing here. Next we will add the CSS, so let's add dot back P span. Here we will add the font weight 600. Now you can see it is bold. Above this text we will add one icon also, that is one animated hand wave icon. So let's come back, and above this H1 we will add the img tag. Write the file path images / wave hand .png. You can see this image here. Next we have to add the CSS, so let's come back, and here we will add dot back img. So just decrease the width, it will be 120 pixel. That's it. It is looking good. You can see the corners are not looking round, so let's come back, and here in this card we have added the background, so just remove it. Now the corners are round. Next we have to add some text here that will be displayed in 3 columns. So let's come back, and after this text in the back div, here we will add one div with the class name row, and in this row we will create one column. In the first column we will add one text in H2, so the text is 12K, and in the next line we will add the text in P tag followers. Just duplicate this call and update the text. After adding this, you can see these text here 12K, 250 and 5K. So we have to arrange these text in horizontal line side by side. It will be displayed in 3 columns. So let's come back, and here we have the class name row. So add this class name in this CSS file and just add display. Display will be flex, align items center, margin top 30 pixel. you can see these things in same horizontal line. Next we have to add the CSS for this. So again come back, and here we have the class name call. So write this class name here dot call, and flex it will be 1, then text align center. Next we will add the color and font size. In this call we have the text in H2. So change the font size. It is here. Next we have to add one line between these text. So let's come back, and in this call we will add the position relative, and here we will add call colon after. This is the pseudo element. Content will be empty. So we have added width, height, background, position, top, right. So you can see one vertical line between these text, but we don't want this line at the end. So we have to remove this line after this 5k. So let's come back. Last child after display none. So that will be hidden. You can see we have only two vertical line. We have these text here, so we have to add some space above this text. So let's come back, and here we will add dot call and p. Just add margin top of 5 pixel. It is looking good. Next we have to add one button and two social media icons, and that will be displayed side by side. So let's come back, and here after closing of this row, here we will create another row. In this one we will add one button, and the button text is follow. After this button there will be social media links with the icon, so we can add a tag, and within this href we can add the URL of the social media profile. Instead of this hash you can add the URL, and within this a tag we can add the image and file path of the image. So we will add instagram.png. Let's duplicate this line, and it will be pinterest.png. So we have added button and two icons, and on this icon we have the link. You can see these icons and one follow button. Next we have to add the CSS. So let's come back. Here we will add the class name back and button. Just add the background. In this button I have added background, then color, border outline 0, some padding to add space inside the button, and border radius 30 pixels so that the left and right side will be round, and font size is 14 pixel. Margin right 15 pixels so that we will get space between the icon and button. After that we have added box shadow, that will be a very light shadow around the button. So you can see this button is looking good. Next we will add the CSS for these icons. So let's come back and again add this. Here we will add a. For this a tag, width, height 40 pixel and border radius 50% so that it will be a small circle, and we have added very light shadow. Then display flex align item center, justify content center will add the icon in the center of this circular box. Then we have added the margin of 0 and 5 pixels, so there will be space in the left and right side by 5 pixel. and just decrease the size of the icon. So again add back A and IMG. So the width will be 50%. You can see these icons are looking good. Next, we have to add the hover effect on this card so that when we will take cursor, this card will rotate. So just come back and here we will add dot card because we have to add the hover effect on this card. Let's add colon hover, then dot card inner. So we have to rotate this card inner. In this one we will add transform rotate Y, (180°). After adding this, let's come to the top. This one, in this card inner we will add transition, transform, 1 second, and transform style, preserve 3D. Now if I take cursor, it is not displaying the front face, so let me come back and it is correct. Here we have added transform translate. It will be transform rotate, rotate Y 180°. If I refresh the website now, you can see it is displaying the front face, and if I take cursor, it is displaying the back face. Next we have to add one more thing. Come back and here in this card we will add perspective 1000 pixel. Now it will rotate like a 3D flip. So now it is looking perfect. So finally we have completed this beautiful profile card using HTML CSS. I hope this video will be helpful for you. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and share this video, and also subscribe my channel Easy Tutorials to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching this video.